What you say, Coach?
Hey, how we doing? How we doing? I'm trying to figure this thing out here.
You're good.
Good?
Take your time, man. Yeah. It's a good little background there. You hitting the weights right now?
No, just trying to get somewhere where I can hear you guys.
Not a busy week at all for you, huh?
Nah, nothing better than Thanksgiving week and a little football. So it's well worth the time. It's well worth it.
Absolutely. So Coach, I'm gonna show you a clip on the screen. If you can't see it, we're blaming Cox for any frozen or internet issues. Okay, here at the studio.
All right.
But I'm gonna show you just a quick clip and then just follow up with a question. All right.
You got it. 14-13, Jesuit over Curtis. Just a battle.
2 wins over the.
You see and hear that?
I got to hear I didn't get to hear much.
Did you see any of it?
I saw it.
Okay. Was that your daughter who came up behind you?
That was going to be that's my brother's little girl.
So that's your niece.
My niece, yes.
Okay. All right. So, Coach, the laid back question I was going to ask you was after I watched that clip a number of times, and the laid back question I have for you to start is, you kind of got faked out there. She kind of hit you on the right shoulder, and then she ran the other way, and you turned and looked the other way. Are you at all concerned about getting faked out Friday night after that happening with your niece?
It could easily happen. The good thing is I have players that play the game, so I'm just participating on the sideline, and she's a pretty good athlete. I think I would take her in a race for sure.
Absolutely. The blocked extra point, to win the game by Joe Barnett, but you hung on was the word you used, and you mentioned that playing John Curtis, such a well-coached football team. And obviously I just got off with Coach Bonise at Brother Martin, another very well-coached football team. Just talk about Coach Curtis and then leading into Brother Martin.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's tough to beat John Curtis once, and and this year we were fortunate to beat him twice. So them guys. John Curtis. When you hear them words, you think of football, and Coach Curtis does a great job with his staff. And look, they were prepared, and they played really hard. And to be honest with you, both games this year were just two battles. We came from behind in the first game, and they came from behind in the second game, and it was really just a battle. And you talk about 8 good quarters of football. Curtis and Jesuit squared up, but I'm glad the Jays came up on top.
Absolutely. 2 words for you, Coach: overcoming adversity. What does that mean to your team this season and obviously leading up to this big game?
Yeah, well, every team's dealt with different things as the year goes on. At this point in the year, it's more about these seniors and the leadership qualities that they have. And I think our 28 seniors, have handled everything that I've thrown at them. We've had some moments this year, and I see a team that in their first year really bought in, really worked extremely hard, and pressure's a privilege, and I think these guys are going to be in these pressure situations often, and it's your leaders in the locker room and leaders on the field that's going to make plays or not. And I'm excited about where we're at in the semifinals, but I also know that we're playing a team that's on a mission that is very good. I think the best football team in the state right now.
No question. And I know high school coaches don't like singling out or isolating players, but when you watch college football games, or NFL games, you see key players to watch, and those graphics pop up on the screen before the game. Let's just talk about leaders for a minute, on both sides of the ball, particularly your seniors, on senior night, which, just recently happened. Who are your key players to watch? Who are your key leaders for Jesuit's football team this year?
Well, I mean, I think it starts. Everybody talks about the quarterback. Obviously, Jack LaRiviere is just a fabulous young man. You couldn't ask for a better leader. You couldn't ask for a better guy to run our offense, and a lot more than just on the football field. Just one of them tremendous young men that makes a coach a better coach. And he leads in the classroom, leads in the community, leads on the field for us. Fortunately. Other guys on the defense side, Dennis Doherty kind of does the same thing on defense. Those guys, they bought into the whole system, the whole weight room process that we go through. And, I think Dennis does the same thing on that defense side of the ball with a handful of others. We have Joe Barnett up front, defensive lineman, that's just been a steady plug for us up front and just a steady leader. Jack Canizero on the defensive side of the ball, linebacker. I run into them guys this morning. It's the greatest day that I've experienced probably in my, educational time, my time in education, I should say.
Right.
At 5:15, I'm at Robert's, with most of them guys. As you know, it's Thanksgiving drive day. So building baskets and, I have a homeroom that had 5. We had to get 5 boxes out. And it was an exciting time. So these semifinals on Friday, you kind of put things in perspective when you're doing that and feeding that many people. But when you talk about them seniors, that's all them guys, in the grocery store, getting groceries to help the needy and doing their service. And that speaks to who they are, their true character. And that's what we're about in our program is accountability, character, with discipline, humility. So, we have multiple guys that do that. I go down the list, of all 28, but it'll probably take a little time. We'll be close to kickoff by the time all of them guys.
Yeah.
Defense, they've kind of been them guys that have rallied our team.
Obviously Doherty, recovered a fumble earlier in the game, and obviously Riviere ran for 2 touchdowns. And you would kind of think, as you're writing that story, with a minute left, you think those are kind of the 2 guys that are going to get ink, as they call it, in the newspaper. And I thought about the Jim Henderson call in the Saints game when Hakeem dropped the ball, and Jim Henderson says, Brian Milne, the most unlikely hero of them all. And Joe Barnett, while not an unlikely hero, nobody knew that was coming. Nobody knew that he would break through and make that play. Just talk about Joe and, that particular play. Did y'all do anything special to kind of break through the line, or did that guy just rumble through?
No, that's all effort. That's a 100% effort play. I mean, the coaches have the blocks where we want to try to block from, but that's no special scheme. That's just 100% effort, and good things happen to a good person. Joe's part of our leadership committee. We have 7 guys on the leadership committee that was voted on by our players, and Joe's one of them guys. So, when you work hard and you respect it, I mean, sometimes good things happen to you, and sure happened to him in the quarterfinals with the big block.
I have a question, and it might make me sound like an amateur, but I'm not a high school football coach, and I haven't been an Adam Schefter type reporter inside and outside the locker rooms every day. But when you study film and when you watch film this week and yesterday, today, Monday, tomorrow, and you break down film, can you share with me like what percentage? We kind of broke up for a second. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you share with me when it comes to film, right? Do you spend, if you had to give me a percentage, do you spend more time looking at the Jesuit Brother Martin game from earlier this season, or do you spend more time looking at your last game plan against Curtis and what you did right, what you did wrong, and et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, good question. I mean, you definitely spend time on the first game you played them, and you kind of start there, and then it's been such a long season since then. You really start to look at, how they've matured and how they've developed over the course of the year. I'm sorry about this, my phone here. There you go.
No, you're good.
But how they, how they've progressed during the year and what team they are now. A lot of times you play so early. We played in September, and here we are in November. and teams change so much, and you can just see the kind of the program that they have and the momentum and who they are today is definitely a different team than we saw in September, and you can see it on film. So you spend a lot of time on that, seeing who they are, who they become, and then you definitely try not to leave a detailed slide in your last game against Curtis, because a well-coached team is going to try to find any weakness that we had and exploit it if it fits their system. So, in our league, it's well-coached and guys are well-prepared. So anything that hurt us in that game before, we need to make sure that we don't leave anything, unturned that they can come and get us on in the next game. It just happens to be Brother Martin here in the semifinals, but we would be doing the same thing for any opponent. It's just a little more stake, being a semifinal football game.
Coach, we're going to wrap up here in a minute. I just want to show you this clip real quick.
Second half, Garrett Mamahat finds Clayton Leonardo, who's going to make a beautiful one-handed catch for a big first down. Now later in the drive, they're going to give it to Torrey Lambert. Lambert's going to tiptoe down that sideline. Good cutback, gets it in the end zone. The Crusaders are cruising right.
Mamahat and Lambert. Those two guys are good. Mamahat's been, starting since his freshman year. Just talk about him and his coach, Mark Bonise.
Yeah, Mamahat, I've been seeing him play for many years. Never really been in the league with. He is, he's an incredible leader over there, I'm sure. He's one of them guys that have, you can see him develop over the course of the year. Now he's arguably as good as any quarterback in the state. That's a hats off to the way he works and then the way, his coaches prepare him over there. And, they are a talented football team that is well coached and on a mission. And, there's not a weakness that you can find. And, I know Mamahat, I'm sure he's a quarterback that definitely not going to take all the credit. They have a physical offensive line. He has a couple receivers to go to, especially one that he uses a lot that just makes plays over anybody, and then hands the ball to Lambert, and not just Lambert. There's a handful of guys that you can just see how much better they got over the year, and that's a credit to them guys developing their players, believing in the system that the head coach is running, and having a good staff. And we know what we're getting into. I'm honored to be playing against Coach Bonise and a team that's been in the semifinals for 2 straight years. He's got a program over there. He's built the program up at Brother Martin, and year in, year out, they're competing and winning. And Mamahat's been leading that charge for, like you said, since his freshman year. Right. And we're going to have our hands full in every phase, and it's keeping me up all night just trying to figure out against a team that's been this dominant in the last few weeks. I mean, they beat Curtis just a few weeks ago, 41-12. Going to Bird, do what they did. Go to Carrico, do what they did. This team is they're on a mission. They're going to play extremely hard. They're tough to move the ball on and get a first down. Not only score, but get a first down on. They're great on special teams. Offensively, they do so many things at you. We're playing a very good football team on Friday night, and I'm just happy for the Blue Jays to be in that game.
I don't know if it brings you any stress, especially the guys who like to eat on the team, with playing a football game the day after Thanksgiving. I'm one to go get second, third, and fourth plates of all kinds of stuff, mirlitons, turkey, gravy, rice, whatever it is. But is that something you like? Do you have to send out a mass text or mass email to parents saying, keep it under 2 plates on Thanksgiving?
Well, we'll see. I mean, we're our football team and program. We're in uncharted waters here. We haven't played on, we haven't done this where we're on Thanksgiving Day playing in a semifinal next game or quarterfinal next night, semifinal in this case. And they're used to being in this Thanksgiving week. And I told the kids Thanksgiving week is a tricky week. Mm-hmm. Your body, everything changes. Your whole inner clock changes. Your sleeping habits, your eating habits, your times of doing everything, your routine changes. And it's really tough. You've seen some big upsets and some teams just while you're on semifinal week. And a lot of it has to be about being here and being used to practicing on this week. Because obviously, this morning I'm watching the guys and how many donuts they're eating in the free breakfast they gave, over there while they were doing it. And I'm looking at myself and thinking Thanksgiving's tomorrow. And, and I was telling my coach, I mean, we're not too fast right now as it is. So, any slower, I don't think we're going to be going forward too much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point. Coach, last question for you. Just the excitement that's going to be at Tad Gormley. We're looking at, potentially a record setting, or one of the top 5 largest crowds in Tad Gormley Stadium history. Just talk about the whole atmosphere and just kind of a closing thought on how you get your team mentally prepared for, what's going to be similar to like, an LSU game when they're playing McNeese State,
Yeah, no, I'm so happy that my kids are going to be able to experience this. They're going to experience this atmosphere. They're going to feel the electricity. They're going to have to play in a pressure situation. It's only going to help them in life, win or lose. Most guys and most kids don't get the experience what they're going to experience on Friday night this week. So I'm just so happy for them. I'm happy for our alumni base. Our alumni base gets to, come out and just have a good day on Friday and just, and see their Blue Jays play in the semifinals once again. So I'm really excited for our kids, our alumni, our whole community, from the president all the way down to, whoever's working at the school, wherever. There's excitement over here on Carrollton and Banks, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it. And can't wait to see how the Blue Jays come out on Friday night and see if we can hang in the game for a quarter or two and see where it takes us.
Absolutely. So this year's Thanksgiving drive, one of the longest standing traditions in Jesuit high school history. It fed 576 families throughout the greater New Orleans metropolitan area. Coach Manale and his football team were a part of that, early morning, 5 a.m. at Robert's and all the way through the delivery process until that last door, was closed and that last turkey and box was delivered. Just a really special moment, a special week, an exciting time to be a Blue Jay and a Crusader. Exciting time to be a football fan in New Orleans. I think this is the first time I'll ever say this being a Saints fan, Coach. I'm more excited about what's happening Friday night than this Thursday game for the Saints.
Yeah, I think you're in the same boat with a lot of people, and I can't wait for this battle. And it's exciting. And guess what? Within 48 hours, so you can kind of feel it, and we'll see. But there's definitely excitement with Jesuit and Brother Martin in the semifinals, and I just hope that we can give our kids can play to the best of their abilities to give Brother Martin a contest, because they haven't been in a contest. I don't think they've been in a contest since they played us in that first game.
No.
So you've seen them get better and better. So, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I always like a challenge. And when you get to the semifinals and you practice on Thanksgiving Day and then adding Jesuit's event with the Thanksgiving drive, it's not a better week of the year.
Coach Ryan Manale, Coach, at least you don't have to worry about one thing, and that's how many plates you have tomorrow for Thanksgiving, just your players. So I can't thank you enough for the time. I know you're getting back to work, and best of vibes, and have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, and I'll see you out there Friday night. All right, my friend?
Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for having me on. Go Jays.
Yeah, baby. Have a good one.
All right.
Later, Coach.
See you.